Hey, good Friday morning to you, everybody. This is Steve Hoops from Las Vegas, Nevada, Clark County, with your probate court report for Friday, December 7th, 2018. It's a rainy day in Vegas, so we're going to take off early and make sure we get to court on time. But we do have 6 sales on the docket, $1.3 million in sales volume, and an average price of about $222,000. Year to date, we're at 437 sales. That's a 10.4% increase over last year's sales at this time. Our sales volume is about $103 million, which is huge, especially when you consider this time last year, the sales were only at about 81.4 million, which last year seemed like a lot. But that's a 26.2% increase in our sales volume. Our average price has grown as well. We're about 235,000 this year, year to date, and last year about 205. So that's a 14% increase, a little bit above that, and shows the interesting dynamics of our market in probate specifically. I don't know if more people are passing or if prices are just getting higher or some kind of combination of both, but interesting statistics nonetheless. On today's docket is a Hoops and Norton sale. It's a Sun City property. It's at 10713 Clarion Way. It's up in Sun City, and it's a 1,520 square foot, 2 bedroom, 2 bath, 2 car garage, detached single family home. The overbid price will have to be $290,026. Yeah, don't ask. It's a long story, but an interesting price. But if you'd like to overbid on that, please call me this morning before court, which starts at 9:30 Las Vegas time Pacific. And my number is 702-340-1545. Just as an interesting topic this week, this particular sale we're handling on Clarion is owned by two different estates. So there's two parties managing it, and you can imagine that there could be some conflicts there and maybe some arguments and disputes about how things are settled with the two families that, frankly, in this case, don't really know each other. The history of the property briefly is it was owned by a man and a woman. They were not married, and they didn't own the property as joint tenants. They were more in the eyes of the law, as tenants in common. So when one party dies of the other, you know that that party's estate or their portion of the property in the estate goes to their heirs and not to the person who owns property with them, as it would be in joint tenants. So in this case, the first party, the first owner, died 17 years ago, and the family of that owner, that estate, did nothing, didn't look for any sort of estate settlement or probate or anything like that at the time. And now, 17 years later, the second party has passed. And so this now has, what do we do with the property? We've got one party that's passed. We have a family that's happy to manage the estate through probate. And now we have the second party who, for the last 17 years, has basically remained silent and didn't say anything. But yet both those estates have to share in the benefits of this property, of owning this property when we sell it. In this case, we're lucky is in that both of the estates get along, they're amicable, and there is some recognition that for 17 years after the passing of the first party, the other party paid the mortgage, paid the HOAs, maintained the property. So they've come to a nice settlement. I don't know what it is, but they're both in agreement that the property will be sold, and they've figured out the end run game on that. But it's interesting nonetheless when you have two parties. And it certainly drives home a point, the importance of estate planning early. And in this case, the importance of taking action when a party dies and does own property, whether it be real or personal property of value. You shouldn't wait. You shouldn't sit around, especially for 17 years, and then expect to come back in and take your share, although probably entitled to it. I'm sure there could be some disputes about that going forward. Anyway, interesting case. We hope to see you in probate court. I'm Steve Hoops, and we're the Hoops and Norton team, Steve Mason and Sherry Norton. And we're here to help you sell any kind of real estate in Las Vegas, Clark County, Nevada. Our number is 702-340-1545. We'll hope you give us a call and let us know how we can help. Have a great Friday. We'll talk to you soon.